I've pulled up an article on because she thought it would be necessary. But it turns out the next day they actually just told us to wear deodorant. So I learned too early, but hey, knowledge is power. Okay, so we're going to start the talk early. Today, kids are exposed to so much information about sex and relationships on TV and the internet that by the time they approach puberty, there's a hyperlink. Click in that for later. They may be familiar with some advanced ideas. I want to know what they mean by advanced ideas. That might be like sex positions. And yet, talking about the issues of puberty remains an important job for parents because not all of a child's information comes from reliable sources. True. Don't wait for your child to come to you with questions about his or her changing body because they feel weird and they're not going to do that to you. That day might never arrive. Just said that. Especially if your child doesn't know it's okay to talk to you about such a sensitive topic. So you have to tell your kids, like, hey, if you're curious about your dick, we can discuss. Ideally, as a parent, you've already started talking to your kids about the changes our bodies go through as we grow. True. Since the toddler years, that's too early. Kids have questions, that's too early. And most of your discussions probably come about as the result of your child's inquiries. It's honestly and openly, but don't always wait for your child to initiate a discussion. By the time kids are 8, they should know what physical and emotional changes is hyperlinked too. Yeah, about the changes and shit. So, that may seem young, because it is, but consider this. Some girls are wearing training bras by then, and some boys' voices begin to change just a few years later. Well, there we go. Okay, let's see. The female reproductive system. Okay, that is not funny. Like other living things, human beings reproduce. It's what keeps the population going. So this shit's really important. Pay attention. In humans, this happens when the male and female reproductive systems work together to make a baby. Amazing. Okay. The female reproductive system includes a group of organs in a woman's lower belly and pelvis. So if you're a woman, you have organs in your lower belly and pelvis. They make babies. It's called the reproductive system because it supports the development and growth of a baby. Makes sense. Moving on. This system is also responsible for a girl's monthly period, called menstruation. Nice. Yeah, take notes. Why are you saying ew? This is natural, asshole. Okay. The female reproductive system has several parts. The uterus is where a fetus or baby grows. It's a hollow pear-shaped organ with a muscular wall. Hollow pear-shaped organ with a muscular wall. I'm just painting that picture in my head. Nice. There are 2 ovaries, one on either side of the uterus. Ovaries make eggs and hormones like estrogen and, progesterone. 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 These hormones help girls develop and make it possible for a woman to have a baby. And babies are great. The ovaries release an egg as part of a woman's cycle. When an egg is released, it's called ovulation, something like that. Actually, I gotta look that up. I feel stupid right now. How to pronounce ovulation.
Ovulation.
Ovulation. Nailed it. Great. Say it again.
Ovulation.
Nice. Okay. Moving on. Oh, these are the hyperlinks. Each egg is tiny, about 1/10 the size of a poppy seed. Fallopian tubes go from the uterus to the ovaries during ovulation. And ovaries, see, why isn't it called like, I feel like it would make more sense to be like ovulation and ovary, or ovulation and ovary. They're basically the same shit, we just say them different. Releases an egg into the fallopian tube next to it. The cervix, yeah, that's boring. The vagina is a tube that connects to the uterus. Okay, so the baby comes out of something called the vaginal opening. That's pretty cool. Oh shit, I'm looking at like a map. This is your uterus. Then like right under it's your bladder. Yeah, this is wild. Okay. So sperm cells, they travel up. Let's see what this says. During sex, sperm cells travel through the vagina to the uterus and fallopian tubes. Cool. In the fallopian tube, the sperm meets the egg that was released from the ovary during ovulation. Amazing. Okay, we're at step 12 out of 13. I think 13 is pregnancy. 12. If a sperm cell fertilizes the woman's egg, it's the first step in reproduction. Parentheses, getting pregnant. Very cool. If all goes well, in 9 months, a baby will be born. And there's a picture of a lady holding a baby. Great. All right. The timing with boys and girls. With girls, it's vital that parents talk about menstruation, and that's also hyperlinked. So, I could talk about menstruation as well. Yeah, let's talk about it in a minute. We'll go back to it. Before their daughters actually get their periods. If they're aware of what's happening, girls can be frightened by the sight and location of the blood. I'd be horrified. Like, I would not be okay. Most girls get their first period when they're 12 or 13. Oh yeah, I'd been so pissed if I was 12 and started bleeding. Like, out of anywhere. Which is only about 2 or 2.5 years after they begin puberty. Puberty starts so early. I always kind of forget. But some get their periods as early as 9? That would suck, dude. It says while others get it, can get it up to like 16. I would hope for that. Yeah, boys start puberty later, usually around 10 or 11, because we're immature. But they may begin to develop sexually or have their first ejaculation without looking older. Let's see. There's so many words. I regret, like, dedicating myself to this. Many kids receive sex ed at school. Often, though, the lessons are segregated, and the girls hear primarily about menstruation and training bras, while the boys hear about erections and changing voices. That's true. In 5th grade, they put us in different rooms, and they said I'd get hairy armpits. And, I think that's it. And then we'd smell bad, but we did that anyway. Okay, here we go. What to say. This is the next category. When talking to kids about puberty, it's important to be reassuring. Like, yo, it's fine. Puberty brings about so many changes, and it's easy for kids to feel insecure and alone. Often, kids entering puberty feel insecure about their appearance. That doesn't change, but it can help them to know what that everyone goes through these changes, and many of them feel awkward as dicks. Yeah, everyone's good. Oh yeah. They get hormonal, and we do things like get upset at each other on Twitter over fans, or I see you guys get hormonal as shit sometimes as well. Girls may get puberty as early as 2nd grade. That sucks. Fuck that. They feel alone and awkward, or like all eyes are on her in the locker room. That's just insane. Fuck. Boys, the traffic of voice. I had voice crack once in school. It's super embarrassing. Teacher called on me. It was like the ultimate cliche thing. It was just like, oh yeah, and yeah, voice go awkward too. No shit. Did you know the following about girls become more rounded, especially in the hips and legs? Boys and girls get pubic hair and underarm hair, and then leg hair becomes thicker and darker. Both boys and girls have a growth spurt. We all sweat. Boys' penises grow, boys' voices change. Boys get facial hair and their muscles move. Hell yeah. Oh no, what? How things start happening to me? Boys sometimes have wet dreams, which means they ejaculate in their sleep. Very uncool. That's a design flaw. Let's see. When a girl begins menstruating once a month, her uterine lining fills with blood in preparation for a fertilized egg. So cool. If the egg isn't fertilized, she will have a period. If it is fertilized, she will become pregnant. Neither of those sound like good options. I don't even know what I would want to choose. A girl's period may last 3 days to a week, and she can use sanitary napkins, pads, come on, or tampons to absorb the blood. Tampons are great. Yo, this could be a TBI talk actually. I might add this to my list. Okay, common question. Why is my penis so small or so large? With boys, the focus can be on the penis. Since not all boys develop at the same time and rate, your son may feel like he's too big or too small. Dude, if you're 8, you should not be or 13. His size will change as he continues to develop. Way to go. Penises come in all different shapes and sizes. Squares, circles, stars, anything. But there are a lot less differences in size when penises are erect than when they're not. Why don't I have pubic hair? Everyone develops pubic hair. You just do. Although some teens get it later than others. Just as with breast size or height, the amount or thickness of pubic hair is an individual trait. Very cool. Your mom just woke up cool, she can learn music. What? I'm a boy, so why am I getting breasts? Some boys experience temporary breast growth during puberty, a condition called I don't know how to say that. It is caused by changing hormone levels during puberty. It usually disappears often within a few months to a couple years. I didn't know that. We actually just learned something new. Why haven't I got my period? As with all the changes in puberty, periods come and go at different times for different girls. That's weird. I just freaked out. Like, if I didn't get a period, I'd be like, fuck. Girls usually don't get their periods until 2 or 2.5 years after starting puberty. That's confusing. Why? I thought that was like a whole thing. So if your daughter started puberty later than other girls, she will probably get her period later. So that makes sense. Yeah, no, this is 16-year-old. Other tips for talking. Let your child know that you're available to talk at any time. You guys, I almost just offered to talk about it at any time, but I kind of don't want to. It's not really like, puberty's not like a passion of mine, per se. It's just an interest at this moment. So you came on this Google journey with me, asking me if but it's also important to initiate conversations. Okay, I gotta look. As a parent, it's your job to try and discuss and all the feelings those changes as openly as possible. While you might feel embarrassed, grow up, or awkward, grow up, discussing these sensitive topics, your child will probably be relieved to have you take the lead once in a while. This can be easier if you're confident that you have subject matter, so pay attention to the fucking list. So before you answer your child's questions, make sure you know the answers. Yeah, they were sense. Words, what I said is not. If you're not entirely comfortable having a conversation about practice what you want to say. Imagine a parent just sitting there like, okay, you're gonna get hair like on your dick. Shit, that's not right. Okay. They're like in their car, they got the seatbelt on and everything, kids already inside. Let your child know that it may be a little uncomfortable to discuss, but it's an important talk to have. My mom nailed it, but she told me more. If there are more questions or concerns about puberty and development that you do not answer, you could just fucking Google it, but it says, ask your child's doctor for advice. I don't even have a doctor. My child does not have one. One of the common stereotypes of adolescence is the rebellious wild teen, continually at odds with mom and dad. Oh god, dude, I was such a good teenager. Like, what an asshole. Like, they literally put like a roof on your head. Although it may be the case for some teens that, and this is a time of emotional ups and downs, that stereotype certainly is not representative of emotions. Oh, lots of teachers. Hey Alex, go to class, have fun. No, this is kidshealth.org, almost said .com. But the primary goal of teens is to achieve independence. To do this, teens must start pulling away from their parents. That's gonna be so sad. Oh. Like, I'm gonna feel like my world is getting torn apart when I get in the work. Especially they're pulling away from the parent they're closest to. God dang, there's a break. I feel like teens are always at odds with parents or don't want to be around them the way they used to. That's so dark. I'm glad there are over 2,000 people in it. As teens mature, they start to think more abstractly and practically. As parents of teens, they often find that kids previously had been willing to conform to please them will suddenly begin asserting themselves like assholes and their opinions that probably aren't even any good, strongly and rebelling against parental control. Dude, that's so garbage. Like, parents know what's up with them. They just do. They're like you from the future. They know more shit. It's just a thing. Now it's like, this shit kills it so hard. Set expectations, inform your teen, know the warning signs. Oh. Is it a puberty warning? Respect kids' privacy. Monitor what kids see and read. That's counterproductive. Just click. Will this ever be over? That's the last thing. As kids progress through the teen years, you'll notice a slowing of the highs and lows of adolescence, and eventually they'll become independent, responsible, young adults. So remember the motto of many parents with teens: we're going to get through this together, and we'll come out of it together. Am I right, parents of teens? Reviewed by Stephen Downson, MD. This was last reviewed in January 2015. Some shit could have changed. But, yeah, that's the gist of it. I don't know, there's like way more stuff in these other articles. Preparing for the first period. You know what, this will be a different line. We'll have like a full-on live. Yeah. Cool. Alright. This has been fun. This has been good. Wait, what is it again? You know what's saying? If they are, shout out. Okay, cool. Hope you learned something. Don't use a napkin over a tampon. I think tampons are probably